Hey, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you being here today. I'm Erica, and this is a place where I mostly talk about books. Although today we're going to be talking about some manga, so still bookish, right? It totally counts. But yes, I do my manga summary as a separate video because I know some people are just into manga, some people are not into manga at all. So this way, I get an entire manga video and it just keeps things more organized. Here we go. So I did read 4 manga this month, which was pretty good because I was sick this month and I had some other, a bunch of other books that I was reading. So honestly, 4 is pretty good. What we will do, I'll talk about the ones that I've read already, and you know, you never notice the tongue twisters that you start doing until you start filming yourself. Then it's just extreme self-consciousness. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'll talk about the ones that I've already read, and then I'll talk about some of the manga that I have picked up since the last time. Also, I will link the manga playlist for my channel down in the description if you want to check out what I have read before. I'm pretty new to manga, so I'm exploring a bunch of different series and just starting out with the different series volumes from the beginning. So just an exploration, kind of seeing what's out there. I've had some good luck so far though, I will say. There's really not any that I've seriously disliked since I started picking these. So I think it's, with reading the descriptions, I think I do a pretty good job of gravitating towards what I think is going to be appealing. So I've lucked out so far. The first one that I read is volume 2 of Blood on the Tracks. No. Yes, as far as I will absolutely be reading the next one, but no, as far as this woman, she scares me. She makes me very uncomfortable and she scares me. So in the last book, of course, this lady, I mean, she committed felony assault on on a child. And so in this one, this picks up literally immediately after book 1 or volume 1 ends. And this little guy, her son, has to, he saw what she did and he has to end up deciding if he's gonna cover up for her or not. You know, I certainly can't blame him for being very confused by his mom's behavior, and he has tons of conflicting feelings. He both loves her and needs her, but he's also really scared of her. Totally understandable. I think anyone out there that's had a messed up parent can relate to those conflicted feelings. And I'm not sure where we're going with this. I have to say, at the end, I don't know, man. Am I the only one getting some weird Game of Thrones, Jaime Cersei kind of vibes with it? I don't know. I don't know. I'll say I was very uncomfortable by her interaction with her son, and I feel the boundaries are unclear and that makes me uncomfortable. I'm absolutely gonna read the 3rd volume though. I have to know what she's gonna do. I also read volume 2 of The Way of the House Husband. I loved this even more than I enjoyed volume 1. This one, I don't know, it just it tickled me all the way through. I loved it. I loved it so much. If you have not read The Way of the House Husband or heard of it, this guy right here is a former Yakuza who has left the world of organized crime and now he is a house husband. He stays at home, he makes sure everything is taken care of while his wife is off at work. You can see he's very intense, he's grocery shopping here, but you can see the intense look on his face. It's I'm going to pick out some produce and I might punch you, but I don't know. I don't know, and you don't know either. And you don't know either. This was so, the kind of humor in this book is exactly what speaks to me. I was laughing out loud. There's one part in here. Our main character is the immortal dragon, right? He runs into like an old Yakuza, like an equal, another Yakuza guy who's like equally as terrifying and renowned. What's his name? The Steel Fist. His name is the Steel Fist. And you can see, right? The other dude, he's here, the Steel Fist. I mean, yeah, he looks pretty intimidating. So they run into each other one day, and the dragon's like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a long time. And the Fist is like, yeah, I've been in prison and you busted up my family and now I make crepes in a street food truck. And which he does. And so our guy, the dragon, is like, yeah, but like I'm a house husband now. And the Fist is like, you're a house husband, LOL. We gotta settle our beef the only way that we know how. So what they do, they have a cook-off to see who makes the best dessert. And it's very intense. And I just loved it. I mean, you can even see on the back, look at him. He's just doing some yoga. He's like, I'm just gonna do some yoga. Housework without honor or humanity. I love this. If you're not reading this, you should be reading this. The Way of the House Husband is so funny. 100% continuing the series. I already got, which I showed last time, I already got volume 3, so 100% looking forward to reading this one. I know I've mentioned before, but I really love Final Fantasy, the video game series. If you haven't played it, it's an RPG. There's been, goodness, how many have there been now? Too many games to count. We're up to number 16 is going to be officially released soon, but there's been all kinds of like side games that go along with it. Anyway, it's a huge game series and I love them. I've played almost all of the Final Fantasy games. So I saw, of course, the Final Fantasy Lost Stranger manga. I picked it up. I read volume 1. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy, you're really gonna like this. This is based on 2 characters, 2 siblings. They work for Square Enix. Square Enix is, of course, the company that makes the Final Fantasy games. So these 2 characters work for Square Enix, and one day they find themselves in a Final Fantasy type world where like they see the different elements they're familiar with from Final Fantasy, and it's so much meta. If you like Final Fantasy, this will be right up your alley. I really enjoyed this one. You watch them basically, if you're familiar with a Final Fantasy world, you're watching them go through it and like learn the rules of this Final Fantasy world and what kind of magic exists. They encounter different enemies, you know, that you would be familiar with. There's chocobos in this. This was just a very enjoyable story. I mean, again, I can't emphasize enough. If you are a Final Fantasy fan, try saying that 10 times fast, but if you are, I think you would really like The Lost Stranger, and 100% I will continue with this series. Also, I'm almost finally at the end of Final Fantasy VIII. This is, I don't know, I've replayed it a number of times. I'm in the middle of a replay. It's been months. I don't know what's taking so long, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm on disc 4 and I'm almost at the end. I'm just like trying to level up some of my characters enough to where I can just like speed run the end of the game. So that's where I'm at with my Final Fantasy update. The last one that I read this month was so cute. It almost made me like sick, but I didn't care. It was so freaking cute. This is Cat Plus Gamer. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Look at it, okay? This is so cute, and there's pictures like that throughout this entire thing. Like, look at this cat. Look at this cat grooming itself. That's adorable. In this story, we see our main character, Riko. She works for a company. She's very focused on, like, she goes to work, she comes home, and she plays games. She really doesn't care to have any social life outside of that. She's very content. One day, the opportunity arises for her to adopt this little kitty. She decides to do it, much to her own surprise, because she's never had a pet. She's never had a pet before, and she just finds herself agreeing to take, you can see my cat's tail here right now. She's exploring. She loves when like the camera comes out. It's one of her favorite things. So she decides to take this cat home and begins to learn how to take care of a cat. She finds this cat adorable, as everyone should, because this cat is freaking adorable. So you'll go through each chapter and you'll see the chapter, what happens, and then at the end there's like a couple of little bonus pages where it shows you some of the events from the cat's perspective. It's so cute. If you like cats, you are going to completely identify with all of the human and cat behavior in here. This was so cute. This was so cute. I need more cat manga. I am absolutely continuing this series. This is just a feel-good series. Watching a new cat owner get to know her cat and watching a cat get to be happy in their new home. Like, if you just want something that's gonna make you feel good, this is it. You don't need anything else right here. Look at this cat. I can't help seeing it in the viewfinder, and it's just so cute. So what did I get to start reading next? Well, of course, I have volume 2 of Final Fantasy, The Lost Stranger. They are going in on a continuous adventure, so I'm assuming it's just gonna pick right up because they've set up, there's a lot of wiggle room in here. Of course, anyone that is familiar with Final Fantasy knows that there's like infinite possibilities, things to do with the Final Fantasy world, quests to go on. So I am absolutely excited to see what they do next. Volume 3, Blood on the Tracks. So I'm gonna do it. There's a number of volumes and we're gonna get through all of them. Oh, I love that like this cover looks so normal, but you know that she's like not normal at all. I picked up the first volume of the Adventure Zone, Here There Be Gerblins. I've heard some of the podcast, and I mean, I played quite a bit of D&D when I was a teenager, so I think this one is gonna be really fun. Everyone that's read this, read this series seems to really like it, so I'm looking forward to this one. And the last one that I have that I was able to grab, this has been like sold out forever, or at least at the store when I go, is Witch Hat Atelier, and that's volume 1. Everyone seems to be raving about this book. It's about who is our main character and starts learning to be a witch. And there's a lot of magic and things going awry and the beginning of an adventure. So I love magic stories, I love witchy stuff, and this looks like it's gonna be fun. And just the artwork too, you can tell even from the cover. I just love this style of artwork. Very like medieval kind of feeling to it. I'm gonna go through this one and hopefully I will love it just as much as everyone else does. Also gonna try to get this sticker off. I hate stickers on books. That's all that I got from a manga update. Not like I said, not a super huge amount this month, but I was pretty sick for like a week. You can still hear it in my voice. Like I've got one of those lingering coughs for a couple of weeks. It just won't go away and it makes me sound kind of strange. But yeah, that's all that I've got. Have you read any of the manga that I talked about today? Let me know. Let me know if you have any recommendations as well. I'm definitely open to it. I have some other series that I'm looking at. I'm in a place where I'm like, I love the variety, but I'm not sure how many series I want to have going at one time. So we'll see. I'm probably going to try to focus on Blood on the Tracks and The Way of the House Husband like consistently each month until I finish them. But maybe the, outside of that kind of like branch out to other series. We'll see. We'll see. I still need to continue on with Death Note for sure, and Spy Family, that's actually one that I'm planning to get to sometime this week. So we'll see. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any recommendations as well. I appreciate you being here today, and please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks.